I am joined by a famous person right now.
Is it famous or infamous? I'm
Yeah,
not sure
a little
which
bit
one.
of both, a little bit of both. Brenda Eubanks, you've written our Pieces of the Past article in Citrus Industry magazine for how long now?
Since 2015, so 10 years.
10 years, a decade.
Oh, hush.
A decade of heritage and history of the citrus industry. So, I mean, it's the most popular article in the magazine. Often we get a lot of feedback about
Really?
it, and just, this is a sentimental industry and they love their history and heritage. Tell me what made you want to do it, and how have you found, because you do this every month, how have you found the, the stories
inspiration?
and inspirations, right?
It's all. I'm kind of a little bit of a last minute Annie. My family knows that well. But I started this really because of as an outreach for the Florida Citrus Hall of Fame, and we were starting up the oral history programs, and we were hearing a lot of different stories that we wanted to try to keep and let the rest of the world know about them, because we were the industry was starting to decline a little bit at that time, and so.
Right. Well, I mean, they're great stories. I mean, do you tell a few anecdotes about some of your favorites?
I don't have the best memory, right? And for me, it's more like I talk to somebody and they'll tell me about something. I go, I had no idea, and then I'll go and start researching it, and then it becomes a rabbit hole. I just keep going down, and I just find it fascinating. So when I start writing, it just comes out both a little bit about what I've researched and what I've heard the people tell me. And for me, a lot of it is the history of the families. And the history behind the labels. I started doing a lot of that when I wrote the first citrus label book with Jerry Scheikohen in 1996, and we were trying to find out some of the history behind the labels. And that's when it started. And then I helped Professor Mack when he was doing his Did You Know books, when he did the Citrifacts columns. I had helped him on his second book repackage that and put it together, and reading some of those stories, it's like, gosh, there's just so many of these stories that are going by the wayside that people don't know. So it was just kind of started to be like a labor of love, and I never know what story is going to come out until the week that I'm doing the article, because somebody will either call me and say, hey, have you ever thought of this, or have you heard this story, or can you help me find this? And sometimes stories will come about because I'm helping somebody find some information that they're looking for, either on family or a label or something like that. So it's been a wonderful 10 years, and I didn't realize it was 10 years until somebody said, when was the first article, and I had to go back and look.
Right. Well, you've been involved with the Citrus Hall of Fame for a number of years as well, and
Yes.
you're about to pass the reins off for that.
I did pass.
It's
the
just
reins.
already passed. Okay.
The last luncheon was my last one, and I've been looking for somebody to take my place for about 3 years now, and we're working with Florida Citrus Mutual. They handle our books and everything, and Matt Joyner said, I think I might find somebody to not only do the Hall of Fame, but also do the Miss Florida Citrus program for you, because that was a passion of mine as well. And I said, oh my gosh, you're kidding me, who? And he said, my wife, Christy. She was a former Miss Tampa, and she knows all the industry people, and she's interested, and our youngest is starting school, so it'd be the perfect time. I said, that's perfect, because I didn't want to pass it off to just anybody. Right. It's been too much of a special part of my life. So she was perfect, and then I felt comfortable letting it go and moving on. But with the thing that I was going to still do the oral history videos, and then still work and finish the book that Jerry Scheikohen had asked us to do on the biographies, which that was something that, talking about rabbit holes, I was starting to do that book and going in and finding information that wasn't correct on some of the inductees, and we have over 200 in there. So to research each one of those and develop it out the way I wanted to, with pictures and the packing houses and labels that might be affiliated with each one. It just took a long time, and I thought I was done with it at one point, and I was wrong, twice actually now. So anyways, it will be, those are the two things that I said I wanted to work on after I passed the reins over to Christy. And then, I think it was the 27th or 28th of March was our Hall of Fame luncheon, and I'm on the board of the Indian River Citrus Museum in Vero, which is the only museum in the entire state of Florida that's dedicated solely to Florida citrus, which is unusual because you'd think we would have our own museum by now. But anyways, the lady who ran the Indian River Citrus Museum, her husband had a stroke, and they asked me to fill in for her as an interim director until they found somebody. So I said, I can give you to the end of June, and then I have vacation plans. So So that's working out now. I've stepped in on Monday, that next day, to do that role and help that out and move it along. And I had moved to Vero several years ago because of the Citrus Great Label Trail. We started that up in Polk County prior to COVID. I want to say 2018, somewhere in there, maybe 2017. And I went to Manatee County and then stalled because of COVID, then to Lake County, and then I'd taken into doing in River County, and have some friends that lived there, and had always wanted to move to Vero. We almost went there 3 different times, and then this was just the right point in time. I ended up moving there, and Great Label Trail there, and this year we'll probably put in like another 18 label signs in Indian River County. That's what we're working on right now. So it's the Florida Citrus Great Label Trail. We're still keeping that going too. So another passion I'm still working on.
So you're retired.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like every other retiree in the industry I know.
Yeah, well,
They're still working.
That's wonderful. Well, the Citrus Hall of Fame is just a great place to learn about that.
Yes.
They can go to the website and learn, see some of those oral histories and
Absolutely. We have probably, I want to say, between the Hall of Fame inductee videos and the oral history videos, we probably have over 50 videos that they could look at on our website, which is just FloridaCitrusHallOfFame.com. And in addition to that, we've got a huge label collection there from Jim Ellis. He and Jerry Chicone were the 2 major label collectors in the state. And so Jerry's is at the University of Florida, and Jim's is at Florida Southern College, rather. And so we've got those databases in there, those collections. We also have collections of postcards, because I've turned my entire collection over to them, as did several other people, and then a large database of citrus photographs. And we also have Florida Citrus Mutual's, all of their minutes from their inception. So I'm hoping to get some from the processors, and then a couple of other organizations we're working on, Gulf Citrus Growers, Peace River Valley, just to have all of that information in one spot so it can be used as resource, and we can actually scan and digitize it so it can be on the database as a research tool. So we're trying to make sure that people don't throw some of this stuff away.
Right. Well, we're very excited that one of the other things you'll continue to do is
Yes.
write pieces of the past. So
I love doing that.
Stay tuned in the magazine, because that will continue to be a part of what we do and you do. So thank you.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate you hosting that, and let's do a book on it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.